If you got big dreams and bad genes, you are in the right place. Bromley shirts are available at barbellapparel.com. Link is in the description.
And I think there's a mental aspect to it too. Like I feel like I have a lot of really unique mental tools that I use that a lot of people don't really consider. Like there's a lot of like yogic breathing and like visualization and stuff that we can talk about later if you want. That I don't think a lot of other people use. Like there are some people that do use them, but I feel like that mental strength and that coming in, just like coming into a show. Okay, let me back up a little bit. Okay, so it's all about ego. There's like a when you're training, I try to keep my ego as low as possible because nobody gives a shit what you do in the gym. I don't give a shit what I do in the gym. As long as I'm getting work done and I'm progressing, I'm okay. So nobody cares. So keep your ego super low while you're progressing and working up into the show. But there's a point like 7 days out from a competition where you can turn that ego on. And it's developing that ego. It's bringing out your confidence, your self-belief, your willpower. Like you really try and materialize that sort of mindset where you can do anything, be anything, achieve whatever you want. And it's like a 7-day kind of process where you're not training. You want that like as your body is peaking, your mental is peaking, your ego's peaking.
That makes sense. You're like letting the dog off the chain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's like you've had to keep a lid on it, and now it's ready to go. And then, of course, with a good peak, you're going to have that confidence to go and kill everything. Well, where did you kind of develop that? Is that rooted in something else, or just kind of something you picked up over time?
Yeah, it kind of came from a little bit of a dark place. In 2015, my dad passed away pretty suddenly, and like I didn't have any tools. I was a pretty spoiled kid, but I didn't have any tools to deal with it, and my only outlet was lifting. And I wasn't lifting in here. Like I was just going to the gym every single day and maxing out my squat, maxing out my deadlift, maxing out my bench. And I wasn't making any progress, but I didn't care because it felt good. And I got deep into like meditation and just trying to become someone who, if I ever met my dad again, he would be proud of to call his son, right? So I was like, I don't want to be that spoiled kid that he left. And even though I know he was proud of me and I know that he was, excited to see where I was going, like I wanted to become someone that I could like really be proud of showing him whenever, if I ever got the chance to meet him again, right? And so I kind of dove deep into this kind of self-improvement, mental self-improvement, warrior mentality, meditation, lifting, and it kind of spread into every aspect of my life with the diet, the sleep, the nutrition, the supplements, whatever. And it just became this entire self-encompassing thing that just kind of grew in momentum until here we are.
That's the really kind of powerful motivating factor. One of my favorite quotes, I think it's a Jordan Peterson quote, is you should strive to be the man that your family can lean on at your father's funeral. Yeah. Like the guy that can give the speech and
I
wasn't.
Together. I wasn't. I was just this little snot-nosed kid. Like my dad gave me everything, and I had nothing. He passed, and I had no money, no house, no car, no nothing, no school. Like I was in college, he was paying for my college. I had nothing, and I was like, okay, I'm either going to be a homeless fucking loser, and be on the streets, and have no family, no job, nothing, or I'm going to get my fucking shit together and become someone who I can be proud of and someone who he can be proud of.
Well, here you are now at Heavy Metal, World's Strongest Man 2025.
What's crazy about that too, like in talking about like relationships and being a training partner, is I've really fed off of that too. Like I've learned, like I've used those tools growing up in football and wrestling and stuff like that, but I didn't really understand that until he kind of like explained it to me. And like even when we're lifting or we're getting ready for, he's always like walking by, we're getting for a big lift, he's like, visualize the crowd, see the crowd, see the crowd, see the bar. And I'm like, you're putting yourself there because it's his checklist that he goes through to get ready for. And then like too, like I have a really good, I can turn my central nervous system on. I can go 0 to 100 real quick. Like I can be real calm, chill, let's have fun. And then next thing you know, if someone gets me to it, I can flip them over a desk and get pissed off real quick. And so like we've really fed off of each other in terms of our training to like not only just weightlifting, but the mental aspect of it. And becoming a better lifter and knowing like when to turn it on. Some of my best, always my top sets are or always faster than my warm up sets because I haven't really turned it on yet.
Yeah.
And I wait to turn it on because I don't want to
waste that energy.
Yeah, I don't want to waste it because it will. It's almost like a dopamine drip. You don't want to use it too much.
Yeah.
Because then it'll just dissipate.
Yeah. As Brian Shaw says, it's like a jug of water. You just keep taking little sips out. But if you dump too much,
and then
you
too,
won't have
like
it left.
we've gone to big stages and like it's nothing for us really. I love it. I've gone to a crowd and I've learned to take the energy from a crowd instead of being nervous for it. I itch for it. I can't wait to be in front of people.
The adrenaline dump a lot of people get from that, I think, really can fuck their lifts and their performance because they get so, it's like from the night before they can't sleep, that morning they're up, they get there 2 hours early and start touching the implements, and then they're amped for their first event, and then they're just up the entire time. And being able to like regulate yourself, and I'm big about this, like once you hit your event, it's like you go back and you like calm down.
All the way
you put
down.
on, I'll alternate my playlist between like, I don't know, some
jazz.
metal or seriously, I'll go to like Dave Matthews or something to like bring myself down. It's like, oh, there we go. So then you can bring it back up. But a lot of people, I don't think, foster that skill to be able to hit when
it's because it's a lot.
It is a skill, and it's something you have to maintain.
I mean, how many times you've been after a show you just completely drained, but you really haven't hit big weights? It's because of the adrenaline spikes that you hit. That's what fatigues people. And if you're always up, you're gonna, for a show that shouldn't really take so much out of you, it's gonna take a lot out of you.
So what about in training? Because you said you were the guy that would just go too hard all the time.
Yeah.
And I remember I talked to a buddy of mine, Sam Sheether, and he coaches a lot of people, very accomplished lifter, and he had a really good point that I loved, which is like, all things considered, like it's better to have somebody that goes too fucking hard because you can't teach somebody to take it there. But you can take somebody who's talented, who's driven, and who's aggressive and say, okay, we're going to bring it down.
Rein the dog in.
Exactly.
You can't give someone the dog, but you can rein you can rein it in.
Well, that's a big, because even when it comes to my personal relationships outside the gym, like I can't be around people that don't have hustle. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's the same thing. Like when I met Nick, I knew his relationship was going to work or friendship was going to work, is because it's like, I mean, we have the same drive. We have the same,
even though I walked in the gym at like 230 pounds.
But even back then, I mean, that's the thing. Back then, he still had dog in him. It's like, all right, we can work with this. We can.